Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. In 2011, the Government Accountability Office, or the GAO, could not come to a definitive estimate on the number of hard rock mines on federal or other lands. But how critical is it in having this information and determining the scope and nature of the abandoned mines across the country?
Yeah, I mean, I think the more information on the number of mines is important, but equally and probably more important is the subset of mines that have the highest risk to river quality. So I would say it's not just a number, but also the data behind those mines.
And there are different statutes that sometimes conflicting as to whose responsibility it is. I know that EPA is blamed for everything, but I'm trying to determine at what point does EPA get the full responsibility after a mine is abandoned?
Well, yeah, again, EPA has an extremely small role in this situation. So EPA, again, we're currently involved in 137 sites where we're doing long-term cleanup. There's a larger, relatively small additional where we do investigation of the hundreds of thousands of sites. So those small subset that have the highest risk where we get involved, and those, the cleanups are fairly big. I mean, there are hundreds of millions of dollars of cleanup for those kind of mining situations.
What would you estimate the budget needs to be to take the responsibility for all the abandoned mines?
You know, we don't really have a good estimate on that. I had an estimate done by somebody else, and I don't really have that in front of me.
But I would suspect it would be quite large.
Yeah, I can get you what, we've not done an estimate. I know there's an estimate done by others, so we can get that to you.
Okay. Has the process been updated to determine at what point EPA takes on the full responsibility, or at what point does the private mines lose its responsibility for cleanup?
Yeah. So first, you know, EPA generally gets involved when a state, typically in the mining situations where the state asks it to be involved because of the magnitude of the mine and the risk. So that's how we typically get involved. You know,
Is it a frequent thing that the private mines owners or supervisors or whatever go out of business, abandon or change their names so that they cannot be held responsible?
Yeah. Well, again, let me answer the second part of your question earlier. So EPA would pursue a viable responsible party if they exist. You know, and our experience is many of these sites, you don't have a viable responsible party who is there to pay for those resources. You know, and I should note that's one of the reasons we're pursuing a financial assurance rule to partly address that issue.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Mr. Hardy.